Hey everyone, welcome back to Ganai's Linux News. Let's kick off with some exciting hardware news from Computex 2026. According to Fornix, NVIDIA's Jensen Huang made a major announcement this week, the brand new RTX Spark Superchip. This is a game changer for anyone looking to build compact desktop systems or high-powered laptops without sacrificing performance. The RTX Spark is designed to pack serious computational muscle into smaller form factors, which means you're getting professional-grade capabilities in machines that won't take up your entire desk. This is exactly the kind of innovation that's pushing the boundaries of what's possible in portable computing. If you've been waiting for a laptop that doesn't compromise on performance, RTX Spark might be exactly what you've been looking for. Sticking with Computex announcements, AMD came out swinging with their own set of powerhouse products. Fornix is reporting that AMD unveiled the Radeon RX 9070 GRE graphics card alongside their new Ryzen AI Max Pro 400 series processors. This is significant because we're seeing a strong push toward AI-optimized hardware across AMD's lineup. The RX 9070 GRE brings substantial improvements in graphics performance and power efficiency, while the Ryzen AI Max Pro 400 series targets professional workloads that demand both traditional CPU performance and machine learning capabilities. These aren't just incremental updates. AMD is clearly positioning themselves as serious contenders in the AI hardware space. If you're running production workloads on Linux, especially anything involving machine learning or intensive graphics tasks, these new processors are definitely worth paying attention to. Now let's talk about the enterprise side of things. According to Fornix, Intel officially launched their Xeon 6 Plus series processors, something they've been teasing since last year's Tech Tour Arizona. This is the real deal. The Xeon 6 Plus is launching right now in June, and alongside it comes the brand new Intel Ethernet E835 network interface. Intel is also updating us on Crescent Island and Diamond Rapids development. For data center operators and enterprise Linux administrators, this matters because Xeon 6 Plus represents the next generation of Intel's bread-and-butter server processors. Better performance, improved efficiency, and new network capabilities mean organizations running on Linux servers can expect real-world improvements in throughput and responsiveness. This is the kind of foundational hardware that powers the cloud infrastructure many of you depend on every single day. Here's something that'll excite budget-conscious Linux users. Dell just announced their cheapest XPS 13 ever. Fornix is reporting that the new XPS 13 starts at just $599 for students and $699 for everyone else. The secret? Dell is using Intel's new Wildcat Lake processors, which are cut-down versions from the Panther Lake lineup, keeping costs down without completely sacrificing performance. This machine is specifically designed to compete with Apple's MacBook Neo. If you've been wanting a premium Ultrabook experience without dropping over $1,000, this is genuinely noteworthy. The XPS line has always been solid for Linux, and at this price point with new Intel processors, it represents real value in the Windows-dominated laptop market. Linux runs beautifully on XPS hardware, so if you're thinking about making the switch, now's an excellent time to consider it. Let's shift gears to the Linux kernel itself. Fornix is reporting that Linux 7.1 RC6 is now available as we approach the stable 7.1 release coming mid-June. This release cycle included support for newer input devices like the Asus ROG Rykiri 2 and Nova 2 Lite controllers, which is great if you're a Linux gamer. Beyond the controller support, there are plenty of USB fixes, various device quirks being merged, and ongoing security and stability improvements. We're also seeing the kernel documentation updated. The clearpute parameter documentation is being hidden to discourage its use, as developers want to discourage bypassing CPU feature checks. For desktop users, server administrators, and embedded systems folks alike, the Linux 7.1 release is shaping up to be solid and stable. If you're running release candidate kernels for testing, you're helping ensure that the final release is as bulletproof as possible. Now here's something for all you declarative Linux fans out there. According to Fornix, NixOS 26.05 is officially released, and this is a substantial update. We're talking about 20,442 new packages being added to the repository. But the really significant change is that Stage 1 is now based on systemd by default. For those unfamiliar, NixOS is this incredible reproducible Linux distribution built around the Nix package manager. It's perfect if you want absolute control over your system configuration and the ability to roll back changes instantly. This release represents the project's continued maturation and commitment to modern Linux infrastructure. Whether you're using NixOS for development, servers, or as your daily driver, version 26.05 brings you access to an enormous library of software and improved boot stack performance. Finally, let's talk about something that's going to impact pretty much everyone who watches videos online. Phoronix is reporting that the AV2 version 1.0 specification has officially been released. This is the next-generation video codec from the Alliance for Open Media, and it represents years of development work. AV2 promises better compression, improved quality at lower bit rates, and continued commitment to patent-free, royalty-free video technology. This is huge for open source because projects across Linux can now work toward implementing this new standard. You'll eventually see improvements in how efficiently video streams to your devices, how HD and 4K content is delivered, and overall better performance for video-heavy applications. If you're a developer or project maintainer, keep an eye on AV2 adoption over the coming months and years. Wrapping up our roundup, let's give some love to FreeBSD. According to Phoronix, FreeBSD 15.1 RC2 was released this weekend, and it brought back support for PadLock random number generation on VIA and Xeon CPUs. This might sound niche, but it's actually important for users still running legacy hardware who want random number generation acceleration. The second release candidate pushed the stable FreeBSD 15.1 release back by a week, but this kind of hardware support demonstrates the BSD community's commitment to serving users across the entire spectrum of systems, from cutting-edge to vintage. If you're running FreeBSD on older enterprise hardware or have a soft spot for retro computing, FreeBSD 15.1 is going to be worth checking out when it lands.